Welcome students. Welcome to the next session of structural analysis 2. So in today's class we are going for the next chapter, which is Kani's method. So already we have that moment distribution method for analyzing indeterminate structures such as so many spans, so any continuous beam which is having many number of spans, or a framed structure, such type of different components. We taken the beam separately and we have analyzed it for the distribution method. Here we are going with another method again for analyzing an indeterminate structure, which is Kani's method. Again, this Kani's method is also having one more name, rotation contribution method. Okay, so firstly, the Kani's method for the analysis of the indeterminate structure. So this method was developed by Dr. Gaspar Kani of Germany in 1947. This method offers an iterative scheme for applying the slope deflection method. So this method is like an elaborated way of the slope deflection method for applying to the very large type structures. So generally we have observed slope deflection method, but some with some changes and repeated cycles. Iteration means repetitions. Okay, so the number of cycles we will do for the basic simplicity slope deflection method, and it was generated by Professor Kani and Dr. Kani, and this method is also known as rotation contribution method. Okay, so this method only having another name. And we shall now see the application of the Kani's method for the different cases. Firstly, I am choosing a case, a beam with no translation joints. So translation and rotation, we have two words. So translation means sliding in the horizontal way. Okay, so when a beam with no horizontal movement, only when I am giving some load, it will give the corresponding rotations and reactions. Okay, so it is not at all displacing in the horizontal way. So it is not in a translational mode. Okay, so such type of beam I am considering. Okay, let AB is representing a beam in a frame or a continuous structure under a transverse loading as shown in our figure. Okay, so any number of spans a continuous beam can have, or in a frame. So in that frame or in a beam, I am considering a segment AB which is a part of something. Okay, so I have indicated like this, continuity was there. And this span AB is having some transverse loading. So whatever is the loading, nothing at all, only I am indicating some loading. So some transverse loading is there. This is a span AB which is having some continuity. Okay, this was an intermediate type, or it is a continuity of a beam also, column beam structure, which we call it as a frame also. Okay, so this is the condition. Now in this structure, what you can observe here, I am indicating at A and at B, I am observing some support moments. And at A and B, the beam is having some slopes. Okay, so that we will indicate next. See, let MAB and MBA be the end moments at A towards B and at B towards A. Okay, MA towards B, MB towards A. So support moments, the actual support moments are indicated as MAB and MBA. So any other moments will have some other indication. Okay, MAB, MBA are for the support moments. Okay, so the support moments at A and B respectively, and also theta A and theta B be the slopes at the points A and B. Okay, so just a rough indication. This will not do anything for me. So I am indicating it as theta A, and here I am observing some slope, and that I am indicating as theta B. Okay, so some slopes were there at the points. This is the indication we have given in the picture. Okay, so we are having some continuity or some span is there. This is not a particular fixed span, and in that I have considered a part which is having some transverse loading. Okay, now what I have said, we will analyze the support moments. Any method you choose, slope deflection method, moment distribution method, Clapeyron's theorem, any method is giving the support moment calculations only. So this method is also giving its own way for calculating the support moments, such as MAB and MBA are the final outputs for the problem. Okay, and these conditions they have given. While we are appearing into any method or choosing any method, we should have to consider what are the sign conventions they are using. So here also we are having a sign convention, such as the clockwise movements are considered as positive and the anti-clockwise movements are considered as negative. Even though it is coming in this way or in this way, simply when it is having a clockwise movement on the left span or right span, nothing I know. On the left point of the support or right support, nothing I don't want. Only clockwise movement or anti-clockwise movement. So the clockwise movements are considered positive and the anti-clockwise movements will be considered negative. So the given structure was indicated and the spans were. Now as for the main step, the main thing is now the end moment calculation for the member AB. This may be done with by superimposition of some components of the deformation. So the actual support moments will be calculated by superimposing some more things. Okay, like we have observed in the slope deflection formula, MAB is equal to MFAB plus 2A by L, 2 theta A, theta B, like that all those terms we have observed, right? So here also some parts will be added and that will be coming here, okay? And the member AB is regarded as completely fixed. So for every step, the first step is considering the span AB as a fixed beam and being subjected to the given loads, and then we will calculate the fixed end moment at A towards B, fixed end moment at B towards A. Okay, so considering the beam AB as a fixed beam subjected to the given loading and the fixed end moment at A towards B, the fixed end moment at B towards A will be considered as MFAB, MFBA. In some textbooks, this MFAB they will write as M bar AB. Okay, M bar AB or MFAB. M dash AB is different. This will indicate as bars. Okay, MFAB or M bar AB. If it is with F, you can directly see that is a fixed end moment. If a bar and a dash, so many things comes now, you may get confusion. That's why I have indicated MFAB, MFBA. Okay. So, see in the whole picture, you can observe the fixed end beam. The original beam structure is having the given loading conditions and it is being subjected to MFAB and it is being subjected to MFBA at A and B. Okay, so the given span I have considered as a fixed beam and I have written the fixed end moments in the next step. So one by one we will solve for the actual support moments. So the main target is evaluation of MAB and MBA. What are the values that I should have to evaluate? Okay, so in those first step, this one. Next step. Next, the end A is only rotated through an angle capital A by a moment of 2m dash AB, keeping the fixed end at B. Now, the including moment m dash AB will be generated at the fixed end B. See the picture? When you release this support, as it is a fixed end, but I am releasing this support and applying a moment to m dash AB, and which is causing, still it is having some fixity, right? And it is causing a moment or inducing a moment of, so releasing means only fixity I have indicated A and B. As I am indicating this in a way and it is causing an resisting moment as m dash AB. Okay, so due to the application of 2m dash AB, half the moment was there. And there we have used this as a correct balancing moment, carryover moment, right? So don't use the words, but the same concept here it is happening because I am applying some moment and the further end it is a fixed and it is having some half. That's why here I am applying 2 times m dash AB and it is m dash AB. So this m dash AB is having a name rotation contribution moment. So this m dash AB is called some amount of moment I have applied at B, at A, and half of that amount has generated at B, induced at B. Okay, due to the application of some moment at A, half of the amount induced at B, that quantity which is induced at B is called rotation contribution moment. There, that is a carryover moment, right? So this one is rotation contribution. Due to the rotation, some contribution went there. Okay, rotation contribution moment. Next thing, the next point. Now, next, rotating the end B only through an angle B by a moment to m dash BA and while keeping the capital A as a fixed. This induces the moment m dash BA at A. So, this condition, the same structure, keeping the A and fixed, B is simply supported and it is applied by 2 m dash at B towards A I am applying and it is causing a moment as m dash va. So this is causing a moment as m dash va, and the slope I am generating are theta b. Okay, A and at B. So this is the condition. Now, firstly, we have considered them or considered the particle span as a fixed beam, and then we released one end and we have given 2 times m dash AB, and due to this 2 times m dash AB, a moment of m dash AB was contributed here. So the rotation contribution moment at B due to the moment at A, that we have calculated, and then we have kept the A and fixed and kept the B and released and applied a moment of 2 times m dash BA. Due to that moment, A has some induced moment which is m dash BA. Okay, so these values we have got, and in the first step itself we have said the actual support moments will be calculated by superimposing the moments, right? So the next point is considering the original structure as a fixed beam, calculating the fixed end moments. And then releasing the end A and causing a moment, and it is inducing a moment. Here we have applied 2 times m dash AB and induced m dash AB here, and it has given us theta A. And then we kept A end fixed, kept the B end as, and due to the rotation at B, so this member has induced a moment and caused, this one is 2 times m dash BA, and we have observed the angle as theta B, and this one is theta A, and here it one 2 times m dash BA. Due to the application of 2 times m dash BA clockwise generated. Due to the application of 2 times m dash AB calculated. And due to the application of the loadings, MFAB and MFBA calculated. So, summing up all these moments, nothing but simply superimposing the moments, we can say thus the final moments at A, B towards B and B towards A can be expressed by superposition of the 3 moments. So, MAB is equal to, MFAB plus 2 times m dash AB plus m dash BA, MFBA plus m dash AB plus 2 times m dash BA. See here, from this step itself you can evaluate. Now, MAB is equal to, as it is, MFAB plus 2 times m dash AB plus m dash BA. So this is MAB, and MBA is equal to MFBA plus m dash, sorry, A towards B, right? M dash AB plus 2 times m dash BA. So this is the support moment at B towards A. Here I am not even considering the minus and sign, positive sign. While I am calculating MFAB itself, I will give minus here. Okay, minus WL square or minus WL bit, like that I will give here. So I will add minus and the corresponding quantities as it is. Okay, so the values as it is I can add, even though it is having anti-clockwise rotation. There in the fixed moment calculation itself we will give the sign conventions. Okay, so this is the output for the MFAB, MAB and MBA. Now, for the moments, for the member AB, we refer MBA is at A. Okay, now at nearer end is A and the farther end is B. And similarly, when we refer the moment MBA, B is referred as the nearer end, A is referred as the farther end. Now, hence, the above equations can be stated as follows. the moment at the nearer end of the beam is the algebraic sum of, okay, the moment at the nearer end of the beam is the algebraic sum of fixed end moment at the nearer end. See here, fixed end moment at the nearer end twice the rotation contribution moment of the nearer end, twice the rotation contribution moment of the nearer end, and the rotation contribution moment of the farther end. So, the rotation contribution moment of the farther end. At A towards B I am writing, that's why nearer and farther end that are very important. Okay. So, 2 times the rotation contribution moment, fixed end moment at the nearer end, 2 times the rotation contribution moment at the nearer end, and rotation contribution moment of the farther end. So, this summation will be applicable even for MBA also. Okay. So, this is the way we have given the words. Now, when I am observing, that way we will calculate for the original fixed end muscle. Those support moments will be calculated for the beam type structure. If I am having a frame structure, okay. So, rotation factor calculation. Now, I am considering a multi-storied frame. See here, 3-way 3-story frame is there. In that I am considering a joint A, and it is being connected to joint B, joint C, joint D and joint E as this, and as the rotation is there, there may be some rotations like this, okay, some shapes they have given. Now, consider various members meeting at joint A, okay, only joint A I have considered. If no translation of the joints occurs, just now only we have said I am observing only members with no translations. This is the case with no translations, okay. This case I am solving, later we will solve for the translation case also, okay. Now the no translations of the joint occurs, applying the equation 1. What is our equation 1? See, what is the equation 1? This MAB, MFAB plus 2 times M dash AB plus M dash BA. Similarly, MBA is equal to MFBA plus M dash AB plus 2 times M dash BA, okay. So, these equations in a pair we calling as equation number 1. Now, from the equation 1, for the end moment at A for the various members meeting at A. So, at A means MFAB. What are the moments which are connecting from A towards any other? Okay, right? So, now MAB is equal to, for the AB span, MFAB, 2 M dash AB, M dash BA, and then MA towards C. So here, in the previous I have got only one member, right? Or a continuous beam, it was like this. So for this beam I have solved, and for that I have got only one equation. But here I am having continuity like this. At A towards B, B is B, C. B, C, D and E. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Now, at A towards B, AB is there, right? So, MAB is equal to MFAB plus 2 times M dash AB plus M dash BA. Similarly, MAC. MFAC plus 2 times M dash AC plus MCA. And then MAD is equal to MFAD plus 2 times M dash AD plus M dash DA. And then for AE, MFAE plus 2 times M dash AE plus M dash EA. Okay, so these are the support moment equations we have got. Now, what is the thing? For the equilibrium of the joint. Okay, so all these members were connected at the joint only. All these members were connected at the joint only. That's why the summation of all the end moments at A must be equal to 0. The summation of all the support moments at A, summation of all the end moments at A is equal to 0. That's why I can say sigma MAB, these terms, sigma terms are equal to 0. That's why sigma of all these summations, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this summation of all the 12 values summation is equal to 0. Summation of fixed end moments, summation of this contribution, twice the contribution, summation of the contribution of the farther end. Okay, so summation of all these things are equal because summing of all are acting at joint A. So summation of all these support moments at A is equal to 0. That's why the left side summation is equal to 0, as that's it. The right side summation is equal to 0. Only I am indicating it as MAB. So from MFAB, sigma MFAB is indicating MFAB, MFAC, MFAD and MFAE. Similarly, this term also. Okay. So this sigma MFAB is indicating the algebraic sum of the fixed moments at A for all the members meeting at A. Fixed moment at A for all the members meeting at A. Similarly, M-AB is indicating algebraic sum of the rotation contribution moments at A for all the members meeting at A. Rotation contribution moments. And then M-BA is equal to algebraic summation of the rotation contribution moments of the farther end. Okay. Here I am calculating at A and these are for the farther ends. At B, at A, at C, at D, at E. So at B towards A, at C towards A, at D towards A, at E towards A. So such type of movements I am adding here. And that MFAB sigma is equal to MFAB plus MFAC, MFAD, MFAE. Similarly, M-AB is equal to M-AB, M-AC, M-AD, M-AE. And then M-BA sigma is equal to M-BA, M-CA, M-DA and M-EA. And from this, the equation 2, what it is saying? So from equation 2, what I can say here, I have indicated it as equation number 2. Summation of all the active moments or the support moments or the actual moments or summation of all the end moments at A is equal to 0. That's why RHS has become equal to 0. That's why from this RHS I have got this is equal to 0, which is my equation number 2. Initially I have given equation number 1 for the beam type conditions. MAB is equal to what is the terms, MBA is equal to what are the terms. So here in the framed structure, summation of all these things at the joint has become equal to 0. That's why keeping this M-AB here and taking all the remaining terms on the next side, sigma M-AB is equal to minus half times sigma MFAB plus sigma M-BA. Okay, these two terms, simply arrangement. Okay, next thing, but we know for the member AB, because the end B is being fixed, the moment required at A so as to rotate the joint A by theta A, which is given by. So this condition we have already learned in our moment distribution method also for causing a moment. Okay, so for causing a rotation of theta A at A when the farther end is fixed, how much amount of moment I should have to apply at A? That amount of the moment I should have to apply at A is 4 EIAB by LAB into theta A. So when I am thinking of providing or producing theta A moment at A, so as I am thinking of producing theta A moment at A, so that for generating this at A, I should have to produce M4EIA L theta A times. This is the quantity of the moment I should have to apply. Quantity of the moment I should have to apply there, and this moment is the quantity of the moment I should have to apply at A for causing a rotation of theta A at A. So, but we know for the member AB, when the end B is being fixed, if it is not fixed, the corresponding quantity is 3 EI by L times theta A. Okay, so this is fixed, farther end is being fixed, that's why 4 EI by L theta A. Okay, the moment required at A, so as to rotate the joint A by theta A is given by 2M-AB, because this moment only causing theta A rotation, right? So 2M-AB is equal to 4 EIAB by LAB into theta AB, and IAB by LAB I am replacing as KAB. So 4 EI KAB theta A, where KAB is equal to IAB by LAB, which is the relative stiffness of the member AB, and capital E is the Young's modulus, and M-AB is equal to 2E KAB theta A. Okay, so this is the term we came for the rotation contribution moment. Because that theta A moment was generated due to this 4EIAB by L theta A. Okay, so 4EI by L theta A. This only caused me the theta A rotation. That quantity is 2 times M dash AB. And this 2 times M dash AB, I need only M dash AB. What is the quantity? And I have got 2E KAB theta A, where KAB is the relative stiffness which is I by L, IAB by LAB, the relative stiffness factors we should have used. And then the next thing is replacement, only KAB replacement and from the equations. So from the equations A and B, see here from the previous step we have got only M dash AB answer and also we have given sigma M dash AB answer. So taking the ratio of these two, we have got M dash AB is equal to KAB by sigma KAB into sigma M dash AB, and from the equation 3 and 4, what is our equation number 3? The equation number 3 is for sigma M dash AB, which is having some term, half of this quantity. So sigma M dash AB is this whole term. Sigma M dash AB is this whole term. Now M dash AB is equal to ratio of K by sigma K into sigma M dash. So M dash AB is equal to K by sigma K into sigma M dash AB, right? So this term as it is I am having, and this M dash AB I am replacing here from this, and now after that we have got M dash AB is equal to minus half times KAB by sigma KAB and sigma MFAB plus sigma M dash BA. The ratio minus half KAB by sigma KAB is called as rotation factor for the member AB at the joint. So till now we have given rotation contribution moment. Now this is a rotation factor, relative stiffness, and then we have got rotation factor. This is minus half. Okay, minus half of this KAB by sigma KAB. So relative stiffness by total relative stiffness into minus half is the corresponding rotation factor. Okay, so in this way I am calculating the rotation factor, and I have given the replacement as UAB. Okay, where UAB is the rotation factor at the joint A for the member AB. Okay, that's why M dash AB we have calculated. M dash AB we have calculated as UAB, sigma MFAB and sigma M dash BA. Okay, in this way our rotation factor was replaced. Okay, so this rotation factor UAB is equal to minus half KAB by sigma KAB. Okay, the next term is how we are analyzing the particular problem using this Kani's method or the rotation contribution factor method. Okay, this concept we will deal in the next class. Thank you.